Hey guys, how you doing? This is Zach UJ, and today we're talking about creation versus co-creation. What's up with that, right? Which one should we lean into? Like, is one bad? Is one good? Well, turns out that creation, if we're going to define our terms here, is that's just the act of the creative, the act of the artist, the act of putting things together and seeing what sticks, right? If you are following a passion, it is a great way to start. However, there is a higher order perspective that you can add in, and you want to sprinkle this in anytime you can, and that one is called co-creation. Co-creation. And there's some more active verbiage than a term you might have heard before, and a term you might be using already, and that term is manifestation. But that one gets a bad rap. And that one gets a bad rap because people hear that term and they think it's something that happens without any hands moving, without any feet walking. That's something that happens when you lean back in a bed and then the world takes the wheel for you. But the truth is, if you are going to be a creative and you are already creating, now you just have to tap in your highest excitement. You have to tap in higher order functions. You have to tap in the potential for miracles to show up in your life. And they're going to show up through your work, through what you do. They show up through what you do. So, how do you enable this act of co-creation to happen, and how do you transform yourself from a creative doing things and putting things together to potentially having a little glimpse of the divine shimmer through? Well, all you have to do is know it's possible. You have to know the possibilities, and then you have to choose to act on those possibilities. And the best part about acting on those possibilities is what you are able to derive from it. If you truly know in your heart and in your work that there is something bigger than you working through you, there is something better than you can imagine that is showing up through you, your creations, what you create in this world will start to have things that you couldn't imagine yourself putting together, but you find them in your work. And other people are going to be like, well, your work just went from level 1 to level magical. And you want to have the ability to give yourself this space for the magical to show up and to show up through you. So let's go over a little bit of some tips on how to really sink your teeth into transforming yourself from just the average creator to a powerful co-creator. Let's figure this one out. Some of the easiest things to do after you have realized the possibilities. And you know, okay, I'm ready to take the first step into my power and into my birthright. What is that first step? The first step is feeling out a higher brain function, or if you are stressed out, feeling more relaxed. So you can, then your brain will be able to relax into a higher function. So it might just be this dynamic where you are learning how to become this mindful by relaxing and relaxing your mind into infinite possibilities, and then letting your subconscious choose pathings for you by tapping into the deeper processing power of your brain. You don't have to have full control automatically. You just have to enable what you have going on for you already to show up. And you can tap in your subconscious processing networks. And you can tap in more fractal patterns. And these are all explorations, right? And the more that you explore, the closer you get, the more you'll see. So the closer you get to yourself, the more you're going to see. the more you're going to feel, and the more you're capable of creating. But you are now taking a little bit of help from the big old universe, or whatever you want to call it, Yahweh, or, you know, you pick, you pick your influence, the highest order influence that's coming down, streaming through you. You're picking it, it's showing up, and you're enabling it. You're enabling it to work through you, whatever that is, whatever it is. And as long as you're operating from your highest excitement and your deep wellspring of hopefully love, that the creations are going to be tinged with it. So another practical example that you can tap into, because this is like super easy. Cook for yourself like a meal. And this could be like a simple meal, like heck, just mac and cheese, right? Make yourself mac and cheese. And if you really want to test this, make it with like being grumbly. Make it be like, nah, I'm making food, you know? Have one of them attitudes. And then taste it and see what it's all about, right? Then make that same thing. Like pick a recipe that's like, 2-minute recipe, right? Do the same thing, but actually put some intention into it. Put some love into it. Put some, in the Buddhist words, we call metta, the selfless love. Drip a little, drizzle some of that selfless love all over that food that you're making, this 2-minute recipe. And if you do that, you might just notice a difference. Your body's going to notice a difference. Your taste buds are going to notice a difference. And even the act of creating is going to be exciting. So once you realize that it materializes right in front of you with what you're creating, and what you're creating is feeding you, right? Just that act. Just realize that happens with everything else too. Not just food. But everything else. It happens when you're creating a piece of art, a piece of music, some poetry. It happens when you're talking to a friend. That intention that you're giving, that intention that you're cultivating within this new act of co-creation. It's an acceptance of new responsibilities, of the responsibility to act in the highest self that you can, the responsibility to start creating from a deep wellspring of positive, love-filled emotions. You're going to see it materialize in front of you, and it will feed you back. It will all come back to you, because what you're giving out into this world comes back to you in abundance. So imagine if you show up in abundance, how much more you're going to get in return. So I want people to start shifting. If you are a creator, to start shifting into co-creation. And if you're not a creator yet, and you start learning how to create today, just do that with the knowledge that, after you get through the technical, right? So for instance, if I'm just picking up a pencil now and learning how to draw, I might need to get some technicals first, right? I might need to have some perspective first on how to make the thing so it's actually the shape that desired that I see in my brain. But as soon as I'm done with the technicals, the basics, the ABCs, now it's time to put some love on that. Put some love on that. And that's because you're putting some love on you. Okay? You're giving it back to you. You're not going to, it's an investment back into you. So let's focus on what matters. Okay? And co-creation is something that will make everything that you do matter so much more. And when your life matters, you know you matter, and you know that the things around you that you do are rewarding, are a gift, and they are a blessing. Okay, so thank y'all for tuning in, and I appreciate everyone that has liked and subscribed. That helps out an incredible amount. And look, we're all sharing this consciousness together. So let's build this thing right. Okay, guys? Have a great rest of the day. Talk to you all soon. Bye.